Thomas the Tank Engine was leaving the yard. After he had helped James from a nasty accident, the Fat Controller had rewarded him with the branch line of his very own. Thomas had worked very hard repairing the line, and it was finally in full working condition. Still, Thomas needed coaches. One day, Thomas was bringing supplies from his branch line. As he puffed into the harbour, he noticed two sad-looking coaches sitting in a siding. "Hello, you two. What's wrong?" "We haven't been taken out in weeks," one said sadly. "Ever since those new coaches arrived, no one wanted us. So we just sit here and wait." "Well," said Thomas hastily, "we'll soon put that right." The coaches were puzzled. "My new branch line just opened, and I need coaches. Would you like to be my coaches?" The coaches beamed. "We would love to," they smiled. "What are your names?" asked Thomas. "Annie and Clarabel." "I'm Thomas the Tank Engine. Now, we have to get going. The Fat Controller would be pleased that I found coaches." Annie and Clarabel tittered excitedly to each other. "He seems like a kind engine," said Annie. "Let's hope he doesn't get us into trouble," chuckled Clarabel. Thomas took Annie and Clarabel to the station, where the Fat Controller was waiting. "Ah, Thomas, I see you have found your coaches. Please take them to the works." At the works, the coaches were given a new coat of paint and their very own nameplates. They looked splendid. When Annie and Clarabel returned, they soon learned that Thomas was quite inexperienced and didn't know how to pull trains properly. They tried to teach him the basics, but Thomas wouldn't listen. "I know how to handle my passengers," he would say. Next morning, Thomas, Annie and Clarabel woke up early and headed to Tidworth Station. The passengers got in, and Thomas anxiously waited for the guard's whistle. Thomas started so fast that his driver nearly fell off the footplate. "Slow down, Thomas," shouted his driver. "We're in no hurry." Come along, we mustn't be late." They sped down the line so fast that passing engines could have sworn it was Gordon. Soon they reached the first station. Annie and Clarabel felt quite dizzy. "Slow down, Thomas. We're 5 minutes early," said the coaches. "Fusspots," said Thomas. Each stop was a similar experience. Thomas was early at every station, but the passengers and coaches were very annoyed. "I don't think our passengers appreciate being bounced about like peas in a frying pan," said Clarabel. Annie agreed. When they reached the final station, Annie and Clarabel were fed up with Thomas's exploits. "That's it," they said. "Put us in a siding. We don't want you to pull us anymore. You don't know how to treat coaches properly. You bump us around like trucks instead of treating us with respect." "Fine then," grumbled Thomas. "You two are no help anyway." He shunted them into the siding and went to collect his trucks. Next day, Thomas had no coaches to pull. He puffed through the yard looking for coaches, but none were available. Edward was nearby. "Something the matter, Thomas?" "Yes, Edward. My coaches say I've been going too fast. They're just fusspots. They don't know how to have fun." "Well, Thomas, working on a railway isn't always about fun. There are rules and regulations that we have to follow for everyone's safety. I think you owe your coaches an apology." Thomas knew Edward was right. Reluctantly, he puffed to the carriage shed where Annie and Clarabel were waiting. "What are you doing here?" Annie said. "I've come to say sorry. You were right. I was going too fast, and not treating with respect. I hope you can forgive me." Annie and Clarabel smiled. Apology accepted. The coaches soon taught Thomas the ropes, and the trains were much smoother. One day, Thomas stopped at Tidmouth, where the Fat Controller was waiting for him. "I admit, Thomas, after your first day it seemed that I had made a mistake giving you the responsibility of a branch line." Thomas gulped, but the Fat Controller smiled. "But from what I've heard from Annie and Clarabel, you seem to have adapted to your new situation. I'm very proud of you, Thomas. You deserve your line." Now Thomas, Annie and Clarabel are as happy as can be. Thomas puffs proudly backwards and forwards all day. They are never lonely. Edward and Henry stop quite often and tell them the news. Gordon is always in a hurry, but never forgets to say boop boop, and Thomas always whistles beep beep in return. But no matter what, his two coaches, Annie and Clarabel, will always be by his side.